It is pitch black.
6 a.m.
It is 6 a.m. We're going to a Cars and Coffee. What do you say we wake the neighbors? Here, you go first. I only got a V6, so. Not bad. Not bad. I give it a 7.
Oh, thanks.
How do you feel about the 7?
I slept funny so my back hurts, so cool.
And now you're going to sit in a crazy-ass Corvette.
Yep.
All right, now, should I start the V6?
Sure.
Okay. You say we give it just a little bit more. We're under the bridge, windows are up.
It doesn't fit, and we did. Well, it was all fucking day, and I'm like, dude, you kidding me, right? He's like,
You know, this is what I'm gonna miss the most about this car, is the constant bitching.
what are those?
Okay, so if you haven't noticed already,
You cock going, motherfucker! I can't do it either.
we're tearing the Challenger down. Okay? Wait! Hey, dramatic moment! For those of you who have not caught on, this is the last video we'll be doing with the V6. Right down Main Street. The V6 has been sold. I know the last video, oh my God. I know the last video and live we talked about the chances of it disappearing sooner than later. Sooner than later happened. A subscriber and someone who attributes me as to being the reason they got into cars contacted me through Instagram with an unfortunate story. He had just got his Ripp Supercharger. He had a pretty clean build going on. Was unfortunately in a car accident, and everything that he had just saved and worked for was destroyed. I said, buy mine. We agreed to a price. It's done. Right now we are removing the cage, the seat delete, and we're going to be taking off the diffuser because this will be tomorrow going on a transport to Central Valley, California to its new owner.
Family car now.
It is a family car now, so we will be putting the seats back in. This gentleman has a kid, but what he really has is a love for this car. He loves Valkyrie. He couldn't be more ecstatic to get it. So, I'm stoked for him. Okay, so, congratulations to Issa_SlowV6. I can't be more excited that the car is going to somebody who knows what it is for one, who's going to appreciate it for two, and for three, who's going to continue the build. I can't ask for more than that, because the one thing, and I think Eric here will agree, we didn't want to see this thing get torn apart. Because this is a lot of time, money, effort, blood, sweat, and tears, and all kinds of other bullshit. And we also didn't want to see it get wrapped around a tree. And I know there's going to be the naysayers like, no, it's not even fast enough to do that, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's cool, man. We're used to the shit talking. We actually embrace it, believe it or not. But Valkyrie's going to be missed while... God, Jesus Christ. While I'm obviously headed into something else, and I mean, there's some hints here and there in the video. This was my first Mopar love. I bought it in February of 2016 from Jack Powell Dodge in Escondido, California. And the reason I bought it isn't the reason you would think. I didn't go and source this car out. I didn't. What I did do, however, for anybody who lives in Southern California, I got stuck in traffic. At the time, I was driving an FT86. I was driving a turboed FRS 10 Series. It was a lot of fun, but I had been through 3 motors because of some kind of injector problem they had that under enough boost, it would mess up injectors. It is what it is. What I'm getting at is I was ready to get rid of the car. Well, that day happened. I was driving by that dealership because I was wanting to get off the highway and figured I'd take the side roads home. and I noticed old girl here coming off the back of a truck. She was still on the transport. Pulled over, saw them literally backing her down, and Vlad and Jonathan, I'll never forget them. Vlad was my salesman. He walked over, asked me how I was doing, what I was interested in. I pointed him directly at what was soon to be Valkyrie and told him what I wanted. Made the deal that night, drove off with this, left that FRS. Now, whoever got that FRS got one hell of a deal because it had work wheels on it. It was running a precision turbo. Like, that thing was legit. But I came home with this thing. Now, contrary to popular belief, this build, when I first bought this car, was not the point. At that time, I owned a company, and I can already hear y'all talking shit. Every Damn Day Fitness, which still have an app, still making money on it. But with that, I needed something that got pretty good gas mileage, especially in Southern California. So I drove this thing back and forth all the time to the gym, World Gym in San Diego, right down to Pacific Beach, all the time. And then one day, a V8 owner started talking shit. And well, I obliged them. And obviously over the last few years and many accolades and going to SEMA, we are where we are now. So, beginning, she put down less than 260 horsepower. At the end, she put down 474 and over 400 foot-pounds of torque. For those of you that are like, well, why couldn't you beat Racer X? Well, let me teach you, unknowledgeable folks, that this thing also has a centrifugal supercharger on it that helps right there at the intake. This thing's already bad about putting off heat, so when you do 6 runs back to back to back, things get hot. When things get hot, a car pulls timing. Anyway, we're past that point. It is what it is. SEMA, obviously with Ripp Superchargers, I want to go ahead and say thank you to you guys. I mean, I appreciate everything you did for me. We knew this day was going to come. We knew that it was going to be getting to a point where monetarily it did not make sense for me personally to continue modding this vehicle. We hit that, and we hit that wall really hard. For those of you who haven't been keeping up with that, the next stop was going to be a billet block. It was going to be cylinder reinforcement. It was going to be re-sleeving. It was going to be forged everything. And the lowest number that we found to do all that was well north of $20,000. And if you could sit there and tell me, hey, $20,000 was going to be fine to spend, I want to know if you believe in late-term adoption because, well, I'd love to do it. But in any course, after the last talk, it got to a point where it was really kind of weighing on me. Maybe it's time to start looking other places. And for all of you thinking this is going into a Auto Tempest commercial, it's not. Any true car guy, John, Eric, anybody can say this. How many nights do you guys actually like sit there just looking at cars? Flipping through, seeing what's for sale. I don't know about you, I do it all the time. Mm-hmm. So I was on an app called Auto List, and no, this isn't a paid endorsement, but on Auto List, I found the car that, well, I've already picked up. We'll talk about what that is later. And I mean, if there's some hints, like I said in this video, so if you figure it out, comment below. I'll let you know if you're right. Jesus. We're not moving into something slower. We're moving into something quite a bit faster, honestly. It is a special edition. But what we're also doing is making sure that an enthusiast who got their start loving this thing continues it. And that's more important to me than anything here. So we will continue to race. It's reassuring to know that most of my subscribers plan on sticking with me. I mean, it was really cool to hear from you guys that you're not here for the car. The car's a plus. You're here for me. So for those of you that said that and believe that, I appreciate you. But yeah. Little Valkyrie will be headed to California tomorrow. She'll be getting picked up at some point tomorrow. Yeah, I'll call through and delivered to Issa_slow V6. Congratulations, Victor, again. She's gonna be missed. What's your favorite? She's got a mouthful of hot Cheetos. This cap, everybody. What's your favorite memory of Valkyrie?
SEMA with you?
SEMA. SEMA was crazy. I mean, that's an experience. We do plan on going back to SEMA again. Is it going to be for one of our builds? We'll see. I would really honestly rather go back as a spectator, just so I can enjoy it.
It's a lot of fun as a spectator.
honestly. John,
Because you had to work it. I didn't have to work it.
give the people one.
On what?
What's your favorite memory of Valkyrie?
Was it when he walked you?
He did not walk
Are
me.
you sure?
Yes. And according to his draggy, I'm still quicker on this car.
Oh, on that one? How about, no, you know what, let's not give the new one away yet. We're not ready for that. What was your favorite memory?
My favorite part is where I'm finished and then I walk away.
It's because I got a vent.
4,000 times.
Actually, when I had the sledgehammer and I was gonna, that was actually
No,
really
come
good.
here. I think legitimately our favorite part of this thing, and this is gonna sound completely counterintuitive and a little ridiculous, but we had a superstition with this car that if we were like, this job's gonna be easy, it was never easy. I think the worst one was the brake swap.
Oh yeah, you like, 3 days later, $600 out of my pocket because I screwed something up, and I'm just like,
He broke an axle.
no.
He broke a rubber boot on an axle that can't be replaced.
I tore a little hole in the rubber boot, and that caused me to have to get another axle because you can't find the boot, and they don't just build the boot. They want to.
Yeah, that brake job that day. So for those of you who don't remember, we did hubs, spindles. I mean everything. It was a motherfucker to say the least. But this thing, what I'm getting at is this whole thing has been a learning experience. We've learned a shitload. I have learned how to race. I've made many friends. Obviously,
Yes.
these fucking dingleberries.
Apparently, I was an asshole to him the first time.
He was. The first time I met John, I walked up, I was like, nice V. He goes, yup.
I did not.
You did.
You lied.
I swear to God. Smoking a cigarette.
Liar.
Smoking a cigarette. You're like,
Lies.
yup. And just turned off. I was like, this fucking Cuban son of a bitch. Anyway.
The best memory, though, that fucking G37.
Oh, tell him.
Oh yeah, I was in the Mustang then.
Yeah. Three of us were out, him and I on the freeway, just cruising along at a decent clip, and this G37 comes flying by, just trumpets blaring. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then me and you both stepped into the throttle and it was over.
And he kept trying.
Yes, he did.
He tried
multiple
for
times.
like 5 exits and it didn't get any closer. But guys, that's literally the whole point of today, is just saying goodbye to Valkyrie. It's been a hell of a ride. I appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate MishiMoto. I appreciate Ripp Superchargers. I appreciate Velgen. Velgen is actually already on the new car. I mean, 4 innovations, Bailys Hyperformance. Good God. Unit F14 powder coating. MFR engineering. I can never forget about MFR. And the reason why I said them last is because obviously we're keeping parts that are going on something new. Use your brain. I just said going on something new, but we're keeping parts, so that should give it away. But we're gonna end this video with a couple of acceleration run, maybe 1 or 2, and a nice exhaust clip of the new build. For those of you who have been around for a while, I appreciate you. I look forward to you sticking around for this build because it's only going to get crazier from here. I appreciate each and every one of you, and stay savage.